I'm Nicole Anderson, the board of the Outreach Ministry. As Andy said, I'm here today to describe to you how we use both the time, the treasures, and the talents that we as the congregation donate, and we use that in outreach to our community, both locally, nationally, and globally. That's what I just said. One of our biggest donations that we do, both with our time and our talents, is Link, and that is the arm that runs Port. And if there truly are no visitors here, then probably many of you are very familiar with what Port is. That's people offering resources together. That's where neighboring churches on the peninsula from November through April sponsor the homeless in our community for a week. They get to stay in the church and they get 2 warm meals, both breakfast and a dinner. And then there's other organizations that step up to help them through both financial resources, job training, and then emotional assistance as well. It's a really fabulous organization. In addition, this last year, many of you helped us out with our Bare Necessities clothing drive in April, where we collected 279 undergarments, everything from underwear, bras, socks, and T-shirts that we distributed directly to Link to give immediately to those in need in our community. The next thing that we support is with our financial donation through the church is the Peninsula Pastoral Counseling Center. This is right here in City Center, right behind City Center. It's a great organization of Christian counselors and Christian psychologists that can serve if you have counseling needs. So if any of you are ever at that position, that we've all been there before, where you want to reach out and have a counselor help you, you will get a Christian foundation from their counseling. It's a fabulous resource here in our community. The next is Denby United Christian Outreach. This used to be called Thrive, and this is also an organization of churches. We support them financially, and they are an organization that helps lift people out of bad situations with both financial and emotional training. So they try to give people in our community the tools that they might need if they're in a bad situation, how to overcome that situation and not get there again. So this is an organization that we support here financially. The next is the American Red Cross. Many of you have probably donated your blood here. We run 6 blood drives a year. It's a great outreach in our community. We're one of the strongest routine blood collection drives on the peninsula. And we also will give you a chili meal if you come and donate your blood. We have a cadre of women in our community that have led this, and it is a very great outreach for our community, where we bring people into our church as well. The next is our church school. This is something that we support locally because they are our school, and that's one of the best resources we have to share Christ's love and plant the seed of Christ's love to the smallest in our community. We support them financially, and we also support them with our prayers and our prayers and our time. A new organization that we supported this year, not directly through the ties, but we supported them with a local donation here, was Carenet Peninsula. It's an organization that helps women with unplanned and unexpected pregnancies. They're off of Jefferson, right between Thimble Shoals and Jefferson, so they're very local. The picture there is Lakita. We heard her story here in church. She was a woman that was actually Googling abortion clinics, and Carenet Peninsula popped up, and the rest is history, as they would say. She reached out to them. She was able to grow in her faith in Christ, and she delivered her son. Her and her husband their story is miraculous, and they have this sort of stories for countless number of women. So we supported them with a collection drive. Both nationally and globally, we support much the way we tithe to our church. Our church then tithes to the synod and the district. So we make a financial contribution to the southeastern district, which then is, a portion of that is then given to the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. Last year, we were able to increase by a few percentage points our tithe to the district, and we hope to be able to do that again this year because, costs rarely go down. They almost always go up. And globally, we support the Wycliffe Bible translators. Last year, we were able to meet, many of you have met them in the past, Mike and Melissa Miller. They translate the Bible into native tongue and they're currently working in South America. It's a really fascinating thing. It is not something that happens overnight. I think he said it takes about 9 years to translate the Bible, working with locals in that community. So this is an organization that we support with our prayers and financially. Cru, many of you are also familiar with that, and maybe you were able to meet Maggie McNeeley last year. Some of those in our church also support her directly. She is at Christopher Newport News. She was a student there, then left for a few years, worked as an intern with Cru, and is now back in a full-time capacity trying to spread Christ's love to those who may never have heard of Christ's love and forgiveness here in our backyard. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to let me to explain to you what the Board of Outreach Ministry does with the time and the treasures and the talents that you donate. If any of you are ever interested to help in any of the capacities of the missions that we explained there, or if you have an idea of something you'd like to help with, please feel free to tap me on the shoulder. I'd love to talk with you more. Thank you.